Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The longer I see the same volatile cast members in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, the more I realize why they are getting airtime. I figured out why the same volatile 90 Day Fiancé cast members keep getting airtime. I am an avid 90 Day Fiancé fan with expert knowledge of all the cast and their continued situations on and off screen. The franchise premiered on TLC with the OG show in 2014, with its first spin-off, Happily Ever After, arriving in 2016. Before the 90 Days was the next expansion in 2017, followed by The Other Way in 2019. These 4 shows make up the core of the network, and it's where most of the new cast members come from. The 90 Day Fiancé franchise has grown to also include other hit spin-offs like 90 Day, The Single Life, 90 Day, The Last Resort, and 90 Day Fiancé, Love in Paradise, formerly Love in Paradise, The Caribbean, A 90 Day Story. Over the last decade, many memorable cast members have entered the arena, but not all of them have been good people. These cast get continued airtime for their telegenic qualities, but I believe there is more to it. The franchise has reality TV star power, and I'm realizing exactly how the network's controversial alum continue to appear. 90 Day Fiancé has become a powerhouse franchise, and that's in large part thanks to the notable people they've cast and told the romantic journeys of. Perhaps the biggest name of them all is Angela Deem. The now 59-year-old Mima started her run in the network on before the 90 Days Season 2 in 2018, when she went to Nigeria to meet her then-boyfriend, Michael Ilasanmi, in person for the first time. Since then, Angela and Michael have gotten married, Michael has made it to America, and Michael has left Angela. What I find striking about Angela's continued appearances in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise is her sheer unfiltered and eruptive personality and behavior. Over the years, she has emasculated, verbally abused, berated, financially controlled, and slighted Michael. I've watched her many abhorrent transgressions to Michael, and in her life off-screen, warrant her being the most volatile cast member of all time. Yet, the franchise perpetuates her bad behavior. Big Ed is another 90 Day Fiancé cast member who has demonstrated terrible antics and been a problematic partner to his exes. When Big Ed was with his ex-girlfriend Rosemary Vega, he told her breath smelled and urged her to shave her legs, all while he hid the fact he had a vasectomy from her. With his ex-fiancée, Liz Woods, he accused her of being a lesbian, spewed toxic controlling verbiage at her over the phone, told her she needed to lose weight, and broke up with her 15 times. Off camera, I know he has sexual assault and misconduct allegations against him. I also consider Jasmine Pineda to be highly explosive, but she keeps getting a 90 Day Fiancé platform nonetheless. She becomes enraged at the drop of a hat, gaslights her husband Gino, allegedly cheated on Gino, left her kids behind in Panama, and manipulates most situations to her advantage. However, the 90 Day Fiancé network has showcased her time and time again. 90 Day Fiancé cast members like Angela, Big Ed, and Jasmine, along with others like Natalie Mordov-Siva, Paul Stale, and Darcy Silva, have all been given continued platforms to maintain their celebrity despite their problematic natures. While I don't like what these cast members stand for and how they act, I see the point in keeping them on the different shows. They serve a purpose, which I feel is to manufacture drama. But that's how reality TV becomes overtly entertaining. OMG moments, outrageous spats, and off-the-handle situations arise by keeping these types of volatile people around the franchise year after year. I realize that the 90 Day Fiancé network needs people to heighten the drama of each season, and the chances of more entertaining circumstances arises by showcasing these types cast members. Personally, I find following fresh cast members' journeys more entertaining, and I don't like to see bad behavior get rewarded. I'm not keen on watching Angela, Big Ed, Jasmine, and the likes played out storylines and predictable conduct, but I know they are huge reality TV names now, and they do draw a wider audience to the shows they're on. I might not like seeing these delinquent people on my favorite show, but I see that it benefits the franchise as a whole. The flip side of having these problematic people on the show is that, for viewers like me, we feel that the show's value is diminished. Instead of highlighting fresh faces and the foreign love journeys of more couples, time and space on the show is taken up by these controversial cast members. With Big Ed, he was not even in a foreign relationship with Liz, so continuing to follow his love story seemed odd to me. What's more, there are plenty of entertaining and high-value cast members like Debbie Aguero, Jovi Dufresne and Yara Zaya, Mike Youngquist, and Tigalili Taylor and Adnan Abdel Fattah. I feel cast like them would be more worthy of continued screen time. To me, It seems like the more the 90-Day Fiancé franchise perpetuates disrespectful and dubious people time and time again on the different spin-offs, the less I enjoy the seasons they are on. In summary, volatile cast like Angela, Big Ed, and Jasmine have their place in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, and that's not likely to change because they are good for viewership. However, I feel like the network would benefit more from having variety in the cast whose storylines get continued. I see that keeping negatively perceived people around serves its purpose, but I also don't think it's not a good look when there are more worthy people of the spotlight who could provide different kinds of drama. Reality television thrives on chaos. For as long as I've watched 90-Day Fiancé and its endless spin-offs, I've noticed a pattern. The same handful of volatile, loud, unpredictable cast members continue to dominate screen time. At first, I wondered why producers would recycle the same characters when fresh faces arrive every season. Shouldn't the spotlight shift toward new stories, healthier relationships, and people genuinely trying to build their futures together? But the more I watched, the clearer it became. There is a method behind the madness. These fiery, controversial figures don't just appear by accident. They are carefully chosen, groomed, and showcased because they embody what keeps reality TV alive. Drama, unpredictability, and a steady stream of headlines. When I first tuned in, I thought 90-Day Fiancé was meant to be a sincere exploration of love across borders. After all, the premise is touching. Couples risking it all, uprooting their lives, navigating culture clashes, and testing whether their relationships can survive within the constraints of a 90-day K-1 visa. But as seasons rolled on, I found myself noticing how storylines involving the most unproblematic couples faded into the background. Sweet partners who communicated well and avoided scandal rarely got extended screen time. Instead, the narrative zeroed in on the loud arguments, accusations of cheating, explosive family conflicts, and tear-filled walkouts. The franchise has become a revolving door of chaos, with familiar faces like Angela Deem, Big Ed, Darcy Silva, and others constantly reappearing. Their presence is not a coincidence. It's the lifeblood, for instance. From the very beginning, her relationship with Michael was combustible. She yelled, slammed doors, issued ultimatums, and threatened deportation at the drop of a hat. For many viewers, her treatment of Michael was hard to stomach, yet she still became one of the most talked-about stars. Every season, people swore they were done with her, but the social media discussions, memes, and outrage told a different story. TLC knew exactly what they were doing by keeping her front and center. Controversy equals engagement. Then there's Big Ed. With his awkward one-liners, cringeworthy romantic attempts, and history of failed relationships, he became a polarizing figure. Some saw him as unintentionally comedic. Others viewed him as manipulative and toxic. Either way, he remained unforgettable. And in reality TV, unforgettable is the golden ticket. Whether you love to hate him or laugh at his antics, he stays burned into memory. TLC recognizes that keeping a character like Big Ed on screen guarantees a reaction, and reactions keep ratings strong. Even Darcy Silva, who has cycled through multiple partners and been given her very own spin-off, perfectly demonstrates this formula. She embodies vulnerability, glamour, heartbreak, and unpredictability all at once. Viewers tune in not only to see if her latest romance will succeed, but also to watch the emotional roller coaster she inevitably boards each season. The truth is, the volatile cast members aren't just characters. They are anchors. They give the show a sense of continuity, pulling audiences back in even when new cast members are introduced. Like recurring villains in a soap opera, they stir the pot and provide storylines that producers know will deliver. But why do audiences respond so strongly to these chaotic figures? After reflecting on it, I believe the answer is rooted in human psychology. Viewers are drawn to extremes. We might not relate to Angela screaming in Michael's face, but we can't look away. It's a spectacle, and it scratches the itch for drama without it being our own. In a way, the volatile stars act out emotions and conflicts that many people suppress in real life. They are exaggerated mirrors of our flaws and frustrations, and watching them implode gives us both entertainment and relief. There's also the water cooler effect. The more outrageous a cast member behaves, the more likely people are to talk about it the next day. At work, on Twitter, or in Facebook fan groups. Producers know that keeping high-drama stars around keeps 90-Day Fiancé in the cultural conversation. A calm, happy couple doesn't inspire debate. But a blow-up fight over infidelity accusations? That sparks endless discussions and speculation. And then there's the business side of things. The stars themselves know how to capitalize on their notoriety. They open OnlyFans accounts, sell cameos, launch merchandise, or appear on podcasts. By staying volatile and unpredictable, they stay relevant and profitable. Producers understand the cycle and lean into it, ensuring that the most polarizing figures remain on screen because they guarantee attention. When I step back and think about it, the entire 90-Day Fiancé franchise has evolved beyond its original premise. The heartwarming immigrant love stories are still there, but they're overshadowed by the fireworks of repeat cast members who stir conflict. The audience tunes in for the possibility of drama, not necessarily the happy endings. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson. In reality TV, happily ever after is boring. The franchise thrives on cliffhangers, betrayal, jealousy, and explosive fights. The longer I see the same volatile cast members reappearing, the more I realize they're not just reality TV stars. They're essential characters in a larger soap opera that never ends. Each season, their storylines intertwine with fresh faces, but their presence guarantees the show never loses its edge. Angela, Big Ed, and Darcy might frustrate fans, but they keep the wheels turning. It's easy to complain that TLC gives too much airtime to the same controversial figures. I've done it myself. But deep down, I know the franchise wouldn't be the same without them. They've become cultural icons, even if for all the wrong reasons. They generate memes, spark conversations, and keep us coming back for more, season after season. So while I once wished the show would focus more on genuine love stories, I've accepted the truth. 90-Day Fiancé is as much about drama as it is about love. The volatile cast members are the lightning rods. They shock, they provoke, they make us cringe, and that's exactly why they're there. Without them, the franchise would lose its spark, and maybe even its audience. In the end, these cast members are not accidents of casting. They are deliberate choices. TLC knows exactly why they're there and exactly what they bring to the table. They may not represent the healthiest relationships, but they represent the most captivating television. And as long as viewers keep watching, tweeting and reacting, the cycle will continue. The longer I see them, the more I realize that volatility isn't a flaw in the franchise. It's the franchise.